We'll call the, 5:30. We'll call the
4:30.
4:30.
4:30.
What time zone are you on, Lon?
4:30, we'll call the FHR meeting to order. Roll call, trustee Zerflu,
Here.
trustee Flager,
Present.
Ben's here, our administrator, village president Mansell's here, and Diane, our treasurer. Nobody, by Zoom, and we have a young lady in our audience. I take that that's your daughter?
That's Camber, yes.
Okay. I would like to have a motion to approve the agenda and previous minutes from March 6th, 2025.
So move. I'll second.
Moved by Zerflu, second by trustee Flager. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes. I have no comments on the agenda items. Any public comments? None? You want to know how it
She's
works?
like, get me out of here.
You should grab 3D, right? Oh, now it's on record, huh?
Moving on.
Okay, moving on to number 7, a discussion and motion to approve the monthly bills, journal entries, and previous month and financial reports.
So move. I'll second.
Moved by trustee Zerflu, second by trustee Flager. Any discussion?
I had something, Chairman, right here.
Yes.
Just so if anybody's looking at, the financials over during in the public safety underneath the fire department, they received a grant that was, I believe about $19,000. So as you look in his budget thing, it's in the negative because the grant obviously the grant was received, so the budget will show that it's under until end of the year when we make the journal entry to switch that over. So if there's any questions on that, just to be aware.
That was for EMS support, correct?
Correct, EMS supplies, yes, which he's purchased, everything he's looking for, whatever. I did talk to him today, so.
Okay.
Just want to keep you guys updated why it's in the negative.
Okay,
Makes sense.
thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. Hearing none, that motion passes. Then, there's an update on number 8, update on the IT and server.
I did attach a email, conversation back and forth with IT. I did speak to him on the phone. The server is installed here at the village. They're still working at Wood County to get everything downloaded on the server before we're completely 100% on the server. They expect here in the next 3 to 4 weeks, they got about another week or so, he's landed at Wood County Jail. And after that, they're gonna be working on the Village of Port Edwards project. During that time frame, they will be switching out the computers for the village clerk, administrative assistant, and village admin. And then after that, we will look to see which ones we're gonna do next. We've got the fire department, and the well, and the wastewater plant, and one in the police department that we need to upgrade. So we're gonna get those, the 3 main ones done first, and then we will look to see what the other ones for upgrades. Obviously, there's some discussion about the escrow. They did put it in writing that we have $5,590 in escrow, so we're gonna be using that money towards the new computers in the server system as we get into this. So basically, it's gonna happen, we're gonna get the server installed, we're gonna get the Windows 365 installed in all the devices, and then we will get a new computer in the clerk, admin assistant, and village admin. And then after that, we will see what we can do next, if we have any escrow money left to do anything else. Otherwise, we'll look to budget those for 2026. Also next week, Wednesday, during the meeting, I will be asking about the iPads. Any board member that wants an iPad, at that point, we will give them to Wood County to get them switched over. And any iPad that's not wished by a board member, we will offer it to the wastewater, water, and the fire department. So, any questions on any IT updates?
So the iPads we have now are going to be going away then?
No, we just update those.
Just update?
Yep, those are all part of the system, the Windows 365. So the 20 license that we were getting for the village, those would have to be updated. So,
And we have a minimum of getting 20 licenses?
yes, I did question, that's why you've seen the email, I questioned that, so that was a minimum. But we've got the police department with the cop cars, I mean, we're not gonna have a problem, unfortunately. probably hitting those. We've got 2 or 3 computers in the fire station. So
Okay,
I don't believe that's gonna be an issue. Hitting that number, I guess you should say. But I
And
did
lot-
question that.
Yeah, it says in here, the iPads are about 3 years old, so in 28, we'll have to budget for replacement of how many ever those are, but for now, we're good.
So, like I said, we're on the right path to getting that done. We'll just keep going along and moving in the future. Again, my plan again was not escrowing. I did talk to Mr. Flager about that also. Again, it's about the same price we escrow, but I believe right now we need to put the money in getting everything updated, the computers, before we worry about putting money in escrow. Let's get Wade's computer updated across the village staff, and then we can look at the escrow. Otherwise, we just need to be, as year 4 and 5 come together, we just need to be proactive and be able to budget money so we can replace the computers. Some of the issues that I have at escrowing is we don't know if every computer will be fulfilled by staff in 4 or 5 years. So you start escrowing and all of a sudden things move around, or there's different people and different devices, and then we have escrow like we do now that we wouldn't be replacing computers. So, but we do know for Wood County support that in 5 years, we need to replace anything that we do now.
anybody have any other discussion on that topic?
So the question is, there are a couple options for this around 3,000 price point. That's just about number 5, correct? For the video monitoring system here?
Correct. And that'll be, again, after all the computers are done, and me and Diane will sit down and see what we have for financials to see if we can afford to upgrade the Teams meeting system program in here. We're trying to make it one device that'd be easier for any board member, anybody who has a meeting, just get here and click. But again, I want to make sure we get the server done and our main computers done before we go to the next level. So.
Any other discussion? Okay. If none, we'll go on to item number 9, police department officer replacement update. Mr. Martinson?
So we're kind of trying to be proactive on this. I was working with PFC Chairman Stewart. He said, we should be getting the list this week for the officers that have moved up to eligibility list, which I did send you guys last night. I did attach the packet. Prior to that, earlier in the week, I met with Chief Abbott. We kind of went over, what we both thought would be a pay schedule starting point, when a starting date would work out. Then we worked with Diane to get all of our benefits, vacation, necessary sick leave, retirement, healthcare, all those options. And then also had Brandon give me a little bit of background on Mason. So I attached it all kind of in a one sheet document here. This is for you guys to look over and consider. Like I said, this morning I did attach from the PFC. He is eligible to be a full-time officer. So my thought would be is if you guys have any concerns, we can discuss that over in the next couple of days, but it would be nice to be able to get this thing approved here at the board meeting next week, Wednesday, if we can have another meeting or whatever be prior to next week, Wednesday, get this approved. So we could have it done at the board meeting. That way it would give time for Chief Abbott to reach out to him, and he'd be able to give his 2-week notice, whatever he needs at his appointment. So hopefully we could have a starting date of April 28th around that point. The only difference is, I guess, when you look at this level 2, we've got 3 levels of officers, level 1, 2, and 3. Chief Abbott and I talked, this is a lateral transfer. So we thought going to level 2, we've never had a lateral transfer here, would be a good decision. And then also we put them at a 1-year evaluation, and then we discussed going to level 3, which all full-time officers at the Village of Port Edwards end up at.
So as the PFC, I guess I haven't checked my email, they've hired this officer then?
He's on the eligibility list,
Okay,
so then it's up to Chief Abbott.
And I did attach that to your packet. Okay.
oh, okay,
Oh, last page.
oh, yeah, okay.
Just gonna move this one.
Yeah, I don't have a problem, I think that maybe if Chief Abbott wants to hire him and we could have another meeting as soon as next week, Monday or Tuesday, he could bring him in and the FHR could discuss this proposal. I don't see a problem with the proposal, but I think that it should be, with our committee and the start date, I think the chief has to bring them in and, have the candidate meet with us. It'd probably be in closed session if we're discussing wages. Chairman Zerflo?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's fine that the chief brings it in, but sometime along there, we go into the closed part. I would request that the chief be excused because you get to know how a police officer prospect will act when he's by himself.
Correct.
Same as
I'll leave that to
I
you too.
put you through many years ago.
Would he be able to meet with us? Does anybody reached out to? Mason?
I haven't made, cause obviously this is all through Chief Abbott, so I guess you guys tell me what your wishes are and I will work on that as soon as I leave here tonight. If you guys wanna set up a meeting as a committee, are we talking 1-on-2 or what would you? what are
I think
your
that we
wishes?
should invite the whole committee. We're all part of this and I think that.
Gonna need their votes to move it on to the board.
Yeah, so if we could, in the board meeting is next week, Wednesday, correct?
Wednesday.
I guess if we could meet either, Monday or Tuesday, does a time work does 4:30 work for you or later? I guess whatever time it works.
Yeah, I don't have my schedule with me right now. I probably can make one of those work. I asked Ben about the county board concept where if you have something that's gonna be shorter, you have it directly in front of, and I thought this was gonna be a 10-minute, we came in, we discussed, we provide a motion, then we get it forward. If we're gonna have a little bit more of a involved conversation with candidate, then I think we should probably do it Monday or Tuesday.
The responsibility of a firefighter is one thing, the responsibility of a police officer and what they deal with today is quite the other.
Mhm.
I won't support it unless we get time with him to get the feel out. You can tell a lot about an individual, you know that
I do.
very well.
I do. I was under the impression that it was just simply a formality as far as getting the numbers approved and moving forward. But if we're gonna be actually talking with the candidate, then I think, yeah, we need to do it some other time.
Basically,
Well, why don't we set a meeting for Monday?
I say Monday is wide open, I mean, just for me,
Okay,
but, Tuesday there is a DMI ad hoc committee, so just.
yeah, why don't we,
that.
propose Monday? Do you need a little 5 or 4:30?
I can be here at 4:30, that's fine.
Let's propose a meeting, into closed session Monday. That is I don't even know,
7th.
the 7th. April 7th, 4:30, go into closed session and,
Again, this is pending his availability.
right,
Correct, I'll reach out today,
I
so.
just
coming out of that meeting will be an approved salary and yes, exactly.
Mhm.
So just, if Tuesday, I'm just saying that the DMI meeting is at 5:30. Which we could probably, we'd just have to go before or after that, or you could just meet in the back office if you would need to.
Yeah,
okay,
there's no overlap, is there?
What?
There's no overlap between DMI and this.
No, well, besides me, but
So,
otherwise,
yeah.
no.
Okay.
But
okay,
I didn't get all that. What?
There's a DNI audit committee on Tuesday night.
saying if we were.
So if Monday doesn't work, if he's unavailable on Monday,
What time are they meeting?
5:30,
On Tuesday?
yes. So if he can do it before then, or if he can't, like his only availability is 5:30 on Tuesday, that back office is available if, for whatever reason.
But we're shooting for Monday.
Yep,
Yes,
I'm gonna shoot for Monday at 4:30 and if I can, I'll get a list of
Just-
times from him,
giving him.
send it out to you guys and
Go for it.
we'll figure out what time would work or whatever. No, so this, just so we're clarified, I mean, obviously this isn't really an interview because he's already on the eligibility list. This is just a wage
We
discussion.
have nothing to do about that part.
So this is a wage discussion.
correct.
He's-
Just go,
Just so he's
we're
aware.
going into closed session to discuss wages and benefits and come out with a motion.
Make sure you list going into closed session like about item number 5 on your agenda. First you do your
Out the other.
Okay,
public comments and yada, yada, yada. So,
so right through that,
Mr. Fluger?
absolutely, trustee Zerflu.
okay, we'll direct you to reach out to Chief Abbott to set that up and
Yep.
let us know as soon as possible.
Yep.
If they wanna get it on this board meeting
Yeah,
agenda. If not, then we'll have to,
Good work on that, Ben, for getting all that information to us. Thank you for the phone call, Mr. Chairman, also.
Old business, any old business? What can I think about? New business?
So after next week, Wednesday nights, committee assignment meetings, the first, committee meetings. I've, talked to the fire department and, the public works and the police department will be bringing our 5-10 year plans just because there's new people on the committees. So, those will be brought to the committees, next month. And then we'll also bring the FHR just so you guys have an idea of what the 5-10 year plans are for financials when we get into, budget time, unfortunately, in a couple months. So plan those will be coming at the next FHR meeting. All department heads.
Yeah, thank you.
10-year plan for a police department's gotta be quite generic, starting in year 4 and on.
Well, we got a lot of cars. We got a lot of moving. We got 3 moving cars right now, so you got a lot of pieces. We got to plan for the future.
Yeah, but not that far in. I mean, it's gotta be generic, like item number 6, new squads or whatever. Otherwise, it now, especially with the prices where they're gonna be going.
2029
But
for,
we're putting, every year we're putting so much money in the car fund, so that's good.
What's
Every year we're putting money in the car fund, so we got to make sure that that's included for budget time.
We always did that.
Mhm.
You know,
But we stopped,
But it doesn't.
we
go as
stopped a
far as
couple
it
years
did
ago.
5
We stopped a
years ago.
couple years ago because we didn't have the money. Right? 2 years ago, we didn't put any money in there.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
I
so,
think there's only one squad. There's one squad that's an 18 and then 22 and a 23. I think there's 2 that are relatively recent.
well, Scott got the Chiefs truck. That's at least 5 years old. You
Yeah.
got that when he started here.
yeah.
And I think, some of that too could
But
be,
that'll be- Just so you guys got a plan, and we don't have a
Yeah.
plan moving forward.
Yeah, we don't have to have specifics after a certain time, but.
and I think some of that could be, with the monthly report and an annual report from the police and the fire, just to see where our equipment is, how many miles are on our fire trucks, how many miles, where we're at. I think you do that with Public Works too, is where we're at with I know we have the rotation with the different equipment.
Yeah,
So sometimes if we've got some equipment that may have lower miles, we might be able to get more years or it's better mechanically or whatnot, so.
I know police and fire do that in the public safety packets. They do have how many miles are on each one.
Yeah, which is always nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all I have, new business.
Okay, anybody else have any new business? Correspondence received, anybody receive anything?
None.
Agenda item for next meeting. Well, hopefully we can set that next meeting up here for Monday. Otherwise, our regular FHR meeting would be May 8th at 4:30. But we
you
will
really
wait that
can't- you really
until,
can't set on anything.
we get the assignments.
That's what the third Wednesday will be our first meeting, our
Yeah.
organizational meeting. Swear it in and all that other stuff, and then set the meeting, then the new chairman and their committees will get together and set their meetings. No business that night,
Right,
because
Right.
let
Just
the
committee assignments.
Yeah.
committees get.
Yeah, but FHR, it's nice to have it on that Thursday before. I think that's the one that we need to have.
Oh, yeah, yeah, because,
But yeah,
yeah,
but we'll wait and
just
see what happens. with,
tentative May 8th at 4:30.
Sounds good.
because your first board will be the second Wednesday of May of the new board.
Oh, right.
Anybody else have anything? Diane, do you have anything? Anybody else have anything for the good of the order? Young lady out there in the audience? Are you happy with the way the village is running? Okay, that's a nod as the affirmative. So without objection, I will,
Adjourn the meeting.
Adjourn the meeting.
448.
4:48.
Words are